Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Crypto Star. For those of you who like to follow the talking channel, you must have known that so far we have explained quite often investment or trading methods that the risk level is low enough to land. For example, there is a gold bond mutual fund, then there are other index mutual funds. In this video, I want to talk about something a little different. I want to talk about a trading method with high characteristics, but the potential for profit can be very high, or what is known as low average return. How big is the potential profit for it? Just an illustration, the potential return on investment with a low to moderate level of risk, you could say around 4 to a dozen % per year. For those of you who like to save on blue chip stocks, the profit potential is roughly at the level of 10-15% per year. While the trading method is me want to discuss this time, the potential profit it can't only be very large, it can be up to tens to hundreds of % per day. You can see this example of the crypto trading profit that was carried out in just one day. From that it was not done when cryptology experienced an increase. This profit was realized when the crypto market crashed again on the 23rd of the year 2021. Wow, how come? The luck is really big, especially when the market is fluctuating. In this video, I want to teach you a little bit about trading from Paddock. Okay, before I start, I want to tell you that this trading method is not for everyone. But yes, that doesn't mean that approach should be avoided completely, because for certain people, there are actually many that match Mito's trading method from Vativ. What kind of people are suitable? The first one is suitable for those of you who are young and have excess funds from your active income. Why? It's a pudding that contains code. It is recommended to make it those who are still young, because those who are still young have high human capital and are also still productive. So, God willing, they will have a lot of time and energy to work and rise from the risk of temporary failure for those who are nearing retirement age for the judges of the Constitutional Court. The vitality is smaller and it is recommended for choose a small or moderate risk investment instrument. These two methods are suitable for those of you who can be disciplined and can manage risk well, and the third method will be suitable for those of you who have good trading skills and can also maximize loan capital from the exchange. Okay, now we back again, discussing trading from Fatten. Actually, there are quite a lot of derivative trading methods, but in this video, I will explain the two things that are most often used. The first is the exception of futures, or often also called professional USB, and the second is soft shell, or usually abbreviated as short. Wow, what does that sound like? Technically, it's really calm. I'll explain it straight away using a simple simulation so you can understand more easily. The first thing we discussed was about professional future or professional USB because lately it's been really exciting a veto. This time I'm using the example of settled neum or what is usually called my netter. I'm going to use a simpler simulation so that you can understand the concept more easily. For example, currently the price of one ethereum is 30 million rupiah when trading is traditional or in the spot market with 30 million. Yes, I can get one ether. For example, let's say the retail price goes up. 20% becomes 36 million, and then I sell the assets. I will get a profit of 20%, or now it's 6 million rupiah. Well, if you trade in derivatives, it's not like that. With less capital, you can open a position of 30 million because you have 15 million. Now you can borrow additional funds to the exchange with the left 2 times, so you will get an additional 15 million from the exchange. Your total position will be 30 million, 15 million. Your funds and the remaining 15 million are borrowed from the exchange. If the price turns out to be up 20% to 36 million, you can still get a profit of 20% from the 30 million position, namely 6 million rupiah, even though your funds are only 15 million. Wow, that's really good. You can open a big position with a small capital. This is the advantage of the method from Perpetual. But on the other hand, there are also risks that you need to be careful with and remember to borrow. You need to return this extension after you close the transaction. The risk will happen when the AC price goes up, but it goes down if it's normal trading like in stocks when the asset price drops by 10%. Ilyasa thought, we also ordered it to be the same 10% when if you use leverage. The loan funds used will also be calculated, and even if, for example, we are too greedy with I use levies, which is too big, I have to pay back our funds, it will be bigger than all of our funds. So it's good that we have to be liquidated or a code. For example, Forkscup is usually called a margin call. I'll try to simulate the risk, if for example you lose. Say the scenario is the same as before, but the price was closed instead of going up down by 10% from the price of 30 million to 27 million per tur. and you decided to close the position with the price of 20 million per ter slime, you will certainly lose because there is indeed a price decrease. On the other hand, you also have to reverse the funds you borrow from change. So with the closing price of 27 million rupiah, you first return the loan funds to the exchange of 15 million, 27 million minus 15 million, so remaining 12 million, 82,000, 18 million is now the table remaining or down by 20% at the airport. Al-Harga times greater. That's the risk that you pay close attention in trading derivatives to reduce risks like this. You can use the stop loss feature so you can reduce the risk of losses that are bigger than here. Maybe you can already imagine that if the greater the leverage we take, the greater the potential for cash and the discount. For example, if you use a large refresh, say 10 times your fund position, you know it was initially at 30 million rupiah and use level 10 times, so 300 million, 30 million is your fund, and the remaining 270 million is loan funds from the exchange, assuming the price of 1 hectare is 30 million, so you can have 10 esters worth 300 million. It turns out that the price has decreased by 10% to 20 million forever. Your position that previously had 300 million tweeters, so only 270 million in this position. There is a risk that you can't return the money to the exchange, so the exchange will liquidate the Huther principle that you have worth 270 million rupiah of your funds, which is 30 million. Yes, it's a hab. That's okay, because all of your sets have been used. Yes, to return the loan. I hope you can understand it here. Okay, now let's move on to the second step in derivative trading, which is short selling. So this is the concept. Usually, we always expect the price of the asset to go up so that we can sell at a price that is more expensive than our purchase price. But what if we can still make a profit when the AC price drops? The more the price goes down, we will actually make more profit. But if the price goes up, we can actually lose. Now, that's trading style. For example, I want to take advantage of the momentum. I cherry price drop. Want to review how to do this. Let's say Gayatri is currently 30 million, and I predict that the price will go down. Well, I borrowed 1 FL worth 30 million exchange to immediately sell it at the current price. Of course, I need to put collateral or KFC collateral for 30 million. Regardless, the price will go up or down. I have an obligation to return the first to the exchange. It turns out that my prediction was right. The wife's price will decrease to 25 million in the 25 million position. I will close my self position and I buy 1 ether for 25 million to return it again. Cool change. The rest is Canada, 5 million funds. Now that's profit. I'm very interesting. The concept is that with a short sell, you can make a profit even though the price of the other one goes down. But how come it usually goes up? So that's where the risk is. If my prediction is wrong and the price turns out to be high, million steamed funds, my short position, yes, I'm still obliged to do that. Returned 1 ether exchange. Only problem is the price is now more expensive, so there is a difference between the price deducted from the security deposit. Yes, I'll leave the questions. That is the price difference. That's my loss. Oh yes. Actually, when practicing derivatives trading, there is an administrative fee that fits the transaction and unit. That's it too. Sometimes I use the Bagar Rupiah has dollar just so you can understand it easier. So I'm simple. Okay, once again, I want to remind you that the trading mechanism is classified as Yitan on your machine. First, calculate the potential profit and also the risk. That's why many people say that this way of trading is suitable for people who can take advantage of the disciplined momentum and can also be calm. Those who can handle price fluctuations can also manage the discount well. So how can we do trading from fatty like this? Trading derivatives for the server. It's not possible. Already moved to a local exchange. But you can try this on a global scale crypto exchange that is widely used by millions of traders around the world. There are 3 criteria. What you need to pay attention to when choosing a trading platform from Fatin. Okay, the first is the stability and resilience of the server. The second is the level of security or cybersecurity from the platform, and what IGA is Persimmon support. Based on these 3 criteria, there is one global exchange that looks really focused on optimizing trading elements from namely BYBIT. BYBIT is one of the largest crypto exchanges from Fatty in the world today that doesn't play around in building components. An important component in trading diva tips. The first, in terms of server resilience, a trader definitely needs a stable and agile platform, so the robot executes glue trading, and this has been proven time and again to have very good server resilience. For example, penetrate the security system from seeds. How can that be? Yes, one of the points high so very safe is the main storage location that uses cold world or hardware lots. meaning that the stories of Siptadaddy action are not connected to the internet and can be said to be safe from the reach of hackers. Actually, there are other positives. The skin from the seeds, one of which is the availability of support, which is a bit 24 hours even when this yes, they already have an admin who can speak Indonesian. Some cases of handling technical problems are also handled quickly and well. One of which I saw was when there was a case of Bitcoin, which or the market price at an unreasonable price, it would cause a margin call, so that if there were traders who at that time, BYBIT took a policy to replace all funds from traders who were executed by margin calls by reporting to customer support. Well, apart from that, ICBV still has. When market crypto experienced high volatility on 22,002 one, that's a lot of crypto exchanges whose servers are not strong enough to edit and teach very high traffic, so they have to have maintenance. Even world-class exchanges that have known quotas fell a lot in the end, but at that time, the debit was one of the very few extensions that could continue walking C at without interruption in the midst of spikes in traffic and very high transaction execution. Just for the record, BYBIT certainly has a fantastic track record of online servers with 99.9% server abstention, meaning that it is proven that it can always facilitate trading activities in it within 1 year or 8,760 hours, counted only 52 minutes accumulated server time in offline conditions. The second, from the security side, as long as the pig has been operating for the last 3 years, there has never been a Bridgestone or hacker like that who managed to. Some shortcomings, for example, per crypto, they are still not as many as other exchanges and lack. The other thing is the duration of this withdrawal, which gives a manual verification of the withdrawal of the funds. It is divided into 3 in 1 day or every 8 hours. Hopefully in the future BYBIT can continue to add their trading ver and the withdrawal process will be more efficient. Okay, hopefully this video can useful and take your face, especially regarding derivatives trading. For those of you who just want to try this method, you can practice on the demo account BYBIT at this address. If you are lazy or don't understand that using a VPN, you can access their alternate domain, namely by tick.com. Again in the next video, stay on the channel talking about money because talking about money has no end. Hi, okay Google.